Hi, my name is Alex, and about a year ago I developed a new way of writing poems. This way works for me. It's fun. It's a lot of work, but it's fun work, and it can go very fast and very pleasurably. I sort of discovered it by accident, and I've produced, over the last year, I've produced about 25, 35 new poems, somewhat surreal in style, using this new method. And I'll show you how it works. First, you take a text. You take a text. It can either be a newspaper article, a colorful newspaper article, or a classic poem, or something that has a lot of potential. Don't use a dry legal document. You won't get any good results. I tried it. So here is the first stanza of Kubla Khan by Samuel Taylor Coleridge, and I put it through the Google Translate machine. Here is the first stanza. I've translated it into prose. You get better possibilities if you do prose, because if you keep it in the stanza poem format, you will get very you will get results that are too close to the original. You'll get more interesting results if you make it as a prose poem. So here is Xanadu, the first stanza. Now, I decide to translate it into Chinese. Let's see. Okay, I have to do this again. I'm going to delete. And Chinese. Mark Chinese first. Here's the English text. And it's not, oh, there it is. It's working. We got it in Chinese. Okay, then you go from Chinese to Latin. Takes a while because Latin is a dead language. You go from Latin to some of the Indian languages from the Indian subcontinent are fascinating. Kannada. It also looks very cool. Here's the text into Kannada. And one more exotic language. The more exotic the language is, the better. What about Hebrew? There's Hebrew. And now, back to English. And of course, what you'll see at first is nonsense. But if you develop enough nonsense, you'll find a terrific poem. I'll read the results. Kubla Khan did in Xanadu a serious entertainment dome judgment. There 1,000 manages the holy river runner. And it is especially effective in the human cave and a sea of darkness. The way honey is dripped twice, 501 walls and towers and its surroundings, where the streams of the gardens overflow, he opened a lot of perfume trees there. They are like Monte, green mixed sun. So if you do that enough, you can get 30 pages of terrific stuff. Of course, you have to develop a fluency. Look how many languages you can find. As I said, the more exotic languages, the better. And it takes about 30 pages of text to have a good poem. Now, I recently discovered another site. I'm going to copy the Google Translate poem and now go to this very cool website, which is called Spell Backwards. Here, you can manipulate the text in many different ways by reversing words. Here is the original text. Here it is reversed. This is the reverse of the first stanza of Kubla Khan. Now we go back to Google Translate, and we translate it into, let's say, Khmer. This is the backwards version. Then we translate it into something a little more close to home, German. German. And then something like, let's say, Greek. And then back to English. And this is the poem that we have. The sun, mixed greens, Monty likes them, there is. Opened a lot of perfumes, put the river garden towers and walls around. The honey method had faded 107 times, the darkness. By the sea, the human cave is particularly effective. The sacred river flows 1,000 crisis, yes, Hanado made Han Kublas. Now, if you look at this, so after you've done that, you print out your results, 30 pages of quote-unquote nonsense. You print it out and it looks something like this. You read through the 30 pages and you underline the parts that are of interest. And something that's of interest to me might not necessarily be of interest to you. And then I find my poem in all this quote-unquote nonsense. That's how I write a poem nowadays. Thank you for listening.